Okay, here we go with our Twilight Garden, and we have colored in some of our flowers here, and we're going to continue on. And here I'm just showing you the colors that I'm using. We'll be using for this video. I believe that was my Cadium Yellow. Then let me see, and I think, yes, I got some Cadium Yellow that I've chosen, and a Cadium Orange. Then I believe it's the Magenta and then some TerraCotta. And I'm going to be using these colors to color in these sunflowers looking flowers here. And so I guess I'm starting out with my TerraCotta, and I'm just coloring over this area of the flower, and I'm just kind of giving it a pretty good wash over of some of this color on there. I'm probably using about medium pressure because I really want to try to get that color to be really saturated in there. I'm just zooming in a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm doing, and well, hopefully see anyway. So just give this area here just a little bit of wash down of that terracotta. And of course, I'm using the Faber-Castell pencils once again. I went ahead and just narrated this video for you guys. So since I've been having a very noisy household lately and can't seem to find some quiet time to record my videos, so I just figured, hey, I'll just walk you, video and record, as I'm coloring. And right here, right now, you see me, I'm kind of going over towards the bottom part of each of the petal and adding a little bit of that terracotta in there. But I'm just mainly sticking towards the bottom of each petal. Just wanting to try to add some of that terracotta onto each of those petals. And it will just help give our flower with some definition in there. Okay, so now that I've laid a little bit of color, I've got my next color I'm going to be using, which is my magenta. And then I'm going to be doing pretty much the same thing that I did with a terracotta, and just line that over there and just adding a little bit different color. It just kind of the terracotta and the magenta, it kind of gives it like an orangey red, purpley type of effect to that flower, and it will all work out later on after as we go along. So I'm just going over with the magenta just like I did with the terracotta. I'm paying attention to the more lower parts of the middle of this flower here, just so that those farther parts, all the way in the middle, are a little bit more darker than the rest of this part. Just kind of, like I said, I'm just narrating to you guys what I've done so far. I'm going to get these flowers finished up for you guys, and then you guys can work on your guys' flowers. I'm just showing you how I went ahead and colored in this guy here. And it's going to be the same technique for the rest of the flowers of the same design on this page in Twilight Garden. And if you noticed here that I'm mainly sticking to also to that, just the outsides of the middle of this, the middle of the flower here. I'm kind of leaving the middle part of it just with the wash of the terracotta, because I want to kind of go over that later on with a little bit more of a yellow, just to give it an interesting color. And once again, I am coloring each of the bottom part of the leaves with the magenta, and just adding that in, coloring in the bottoms and adding a little bit more color on top of that terracotta that I also used, and just going over that on top of with some magenta. So you can see it's starting to pick up some different dimensions there. And let's see, so now I've got my terracotta once again, and I am going over that magenta that I colored previously. I'm just kind of deepening up the colors in there. And I'm going over the terracotta again, and using my terracotta, going over the middle of this part of the flower. Like I said, I'm just going back and forth, just kind of deepening in that color just a little tad bit more. And I am using some medium pressure here. Color's a little bit washed out at this time towards some parts. Okay, so now I've got my dark Cadium Yellow, and I'm using the dark Cadium Yellow to go ahead and color each of the leaves of the flower. I am just literally just going over with some medium pressure and just covering each of the leaves with my dark Cadium Yellow. Just wash over each of the petals in there, giving it some good coverage. And as you notice, I am also going over that previously laid down terracotta and magenta that I applied towards the bottom of each of the petals. Just going ahead and adding that on in there. So that's all what you guys need to be doing right now. If you guys are following along, it's just using that dark Cadium Yellow and laying down the color in each of the leaves. Soft, it's like more like a soft medium pressures, and I'm of course trying my best to stick to my usual circular strokes that I use whenever I'm coloring. You know, I keep changing my hands, my hands around there, trying to adjust my hands to the angle that I'm in so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And I think I pretty much got those leaves covered in to the shade that I want, and I believe I'm going to go ahead and use my Cadium Orange. Gonna add some of that Cadium Orange to the leaves here, kind of just giving it sort of like an uneven addition of color, sticking to just about half and towards the edges of the leaves. Like I said, I'm just trying to play with my colors here and see what I can get to get a different dimensions and different color speckles in there that I can. I mean, it's really no special technique what I'm using here. I'm just kind of just going by what I see in my brain as far as the flower, and then trying to recreate that what I see in my brain with the colored pencils, and just choosing my colors accordingly that way. And instantly when I saw this flower, I kind of just went ahead and stuck with the color, you know, with the kind of like a reddish pinkish with some yellow and oranges in there. And that's what I'm basically doing now, is just making all those colors come together. Giving a nice little wash down, and it's just deepening up that color of the petals here. Then I believe there's like only another design of flowers on this page that we need to finish up in this color along. And I really hope you guys are finding my videos helpful, at least, or giving you some inspiration how to go about coloring. And this on this page anyway, from Twilight Garden. And once again, that book is Twilight Garden. It's also known as Bloomster Mandala, and it is illustrated by Maria, I believe. Well, according to what I'm seeing, her last name is Trolle, maybe Trolle. I'll have the name of the book and the pencils that I'm using in my description box below. And now I am using just my Cadium Yellow, and I'm adding some yellow to the middle part of the flower that I colored with TerraCotta and Magenta earlier. And then I'm giving each of the leaves on here a wash down of the Cadium Yellow and just getting all that blended in together. So the color is deepening and it's evening out more. And it's going to be the same technique for each of these same sunflower looking flowers that you guys will need to color in. And I believe there's like what, 4 or 5? I forgot how many flowers of that same designer on this page. I want to say 4. I want to say, well, actually it's only 3. Yep, there's pretty much almost like one flower for each of the corners in this flower mandala. And I just kept adding on this Cadium Yellow until I was satisfied with the amount of the color pencils that were blended together. Keeping it nice, pretty, and simple. And there you go. There is the finished colored flower there. Oh, and here I go, picking up my itty bitty little Prismacolor Premier white pencil. I guess I just didn't, I wanted to add a little bit more blending in there and didn't want too many harsh lines. So I really do like my Prismacolor Premier um, white pencil. It really helps soften up some of the lines and helps make the colors blend together. And I know there are two different types of pencil cores, like Prismacolor is wax based and Faber-Castell is oil based, but they still do work hand in hand with each other, so that's why I use it. I do have a pencil extender somewhere, but I think I had another pencil attached to it and it was just not around me at this time, so I just went ahead and worked with what I had. All right, so there's that first yellow sunflowers with the magenta pink middle there, and you guys can go ahead and color in the rest of those 2 other flowers of the same designer on the page. Right there, it's 2, and then there's the 3rd one. Just go ahead and get those ones colored in, and then we'll meet up and we will do these last couple of flowers on here. And there is my finished version. Just getting it up close to the camera here a little bit so you guys can see the finished effects pretty much of what I have done and what I've accomplished, and hopefully you guys were able to follow along through with that short video and narration. And now we're going to go ahead and get these other flowers, the last bunch of the flowers on this page, colored in. And for these I am using these 3 colors, and I believe that's Hooker's Green that I'm using for the stems of each of the flowers that I have left on there. Yep, it's Hooker's Green. So I'm using the Hooker's Green for the stems that are left there for those little flowers there, and for any of the stems that I might have left out earlier. And then I'm using two different colors for these little other flowers on there. And I'm just going to be overlapping this color. So I'm using the purple violet. And there I go, trying to get it to focus on the camera. And then the other color that I'm using is my purple pink. Yeah, not quite focusing in there. Here I am trying to get it focused in there. Okay. So I'm trying to focus in until a part that I want to have you guys check out how I go ahead and color in those flowers. I picked that bottom part right there. And right now I'm going to go ahead and fill in the little stems in between there with this hooker's green. And I'm pressing fairly hard just because it's a small area and I really want those stems to be fully covered with that hooker's green in there. There you go. And I'm pretty much just going to go around the rest of the rest of the page and fill that all in with the hooker's green. And now I've got my purple violet, and I'm using this purple violet and just starting out and laying down the color on half of each of the petals on here. I'm leaving the top half uncolored, and at this time, because that's when I'm going to come in with my the purple pink and lay that on top there. So just each of these petals, just kind of like some medium pressure, and just fill in about halfway up, color in halfway up of each of the petals. Excuse me. Had to all of a sudden just go ahead and clear my throat. I don't know if I'm ever going to really get the hang of using Faber-Castell pencils. I'm really trying to, find the best way for me to use them. They're just a little bit, they're a bit more harder. I'm not going to say a little bit, a bit more harder than what I'm used to, which are the Prismacolor Premiers, which is a softer wax-based pencil. And it's, and then I picked up a set of Faber-Castells, and I had a 12, I have a 12-piece set, and I started out with those, and I liked how the way the color laid down and the vibrancy of the color. And then when I finally got my 120-piece set and I started using it more, I just realized how hard the lead was compared to the Prismacolors. So it's a bit of a learning curve as well, trying to figure out all the capabilities and light fastness of the Faber-Castell Polychromos. So I'm still in here just filling in the bottom parts, bottom halves of each of the leaves. And I believe that's my purple violet color that I using in there. Once again, the two colors that I'm using for these flowers are the purple violet and the light purple pink. And I think I dropped my pencil there at one point. There you go, just slowly adding in that color. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, or if you guys would like to request a certain way that I do my video, just feel free to leave me a comment down in my comments boxes below. Leave me a message or whatnot, and that would really help. Almost done here. There we go. There. And now, Oh, looks like I'm picking up my hooker's green again. Looks like I must have missed a stem. Yep. So I missed a little piece of a stem there, and I'm going over it with that hooker's green. And I got a runaway pencil there once again. And now I'm going to come in, I think, with my light purple. Yep, my light purple pink. And I'm just going to go ahead and just overlap that color from that previous color that I used, which was um, the purple violet. Just overlapping that a little bit to, you know, where it meets up at, and just using some medium pressure and just really trying to lay down that color in each of those petals there. I mean, kept it nice and simple for these flowers. Didn't want to get too overly crazy on them. So I'm just basically just going around just filling in each and every one of these petals in here. If I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. Hopefully I'm not going too fast, and if I am, then just go ahead and pause in between pictures or whatever, and, you know, catch up or whatnot to the coloring. That's the one good thing about having videos, is that you can stop, you can pause, record, rewind, all that good stuff. So there's my first lot of flower done. I seem to have been stumbling with my pencils there. I think that was the third time I dropped that in the video. It's like, oops, sorry, arthritis is just not being nice. And I've got that Cadium Yellow, and now I'm using that Cadium Yellow and just filling in the middle of those flowers there, just to give it a nice yellowish color in there. That works great with that light pink purple and that purple violet. It's like, I think I picked up the wrong pencil. There you go. Now I've got the right pencil. I got my light purple pink back, and just doing the same thing, just overlapping the color with the purple violet that I laid down, and then going over it with a light purple pink. So that's pretty much all you need to do with these flowers here. And I think there's about 3 or 4 sections, about 3 I think, with these flowers on the page. Yep. There's about 10 flowers on here that's going to be of the same design that I'm coloring in with these 2 colors here, plus that Cadium Yellow that I use for the middle part of each of the flower. Like I said, once again, please let me know if you guys are enjoying the videos and if I'm helping you guys out, or giving you guys inspiration on how to go ahead and or go about coloring in this Twilight Garden book. I'm hoping to do more videos as well. And there you go. Finish adding my light purple pink in there. Here I go again with my Cadium Yellow and just coloring in once again the middle part. Right in there. Kind of makes the flower just pop out a little bit more with that complementary yellow with that pinkish and that violet color. Yellow goes really well with those colors. And there you go. And I'm just going to do the same thing to this last little flower over here. And the same technique is going to be used for all the rest of the flowers on here of the same design, and that will finish up this page. Yay! We finally finished it up. I know I'm a slowpoke, but hey, you know, all of us have lives to attend to besides coloring. And Honestly, arthritis has been killing my hands lately. I'm telling you guys. Also, if you guys have any suggestions for arthritic hands and how to help us colorists not suffer so much from the achiness of it, let me know. I would really like to know your guys' suggestions. Because, you know, those of us that have arthritis, and especially if our hands are affected, I am pretty sure you guys are feeling the same aches in your hands that I do. Here we go. Those three little flowers are colored in. And here I am showing you guys, or attempting to show you guys on what it looks like up close. Nice and pretty simple little flowers there. And it blends in nicely with the rest of the colors that I have chosen to use. So there you go. Just trying to give you guys a full show of what it's looking like so far. And then so there's two more sets of these flowers that you guys can go ahead and fill in with the same technique that I use, and I will see you guys back here with the finished page. There we go. So here is everything finished up. Doesn't that look just pretty? And everything just came together. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and like I said, all the book name and the pencils that I've used will be in my description box below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope to see you guys next time on my coloring journey. Like I said, give me comments and suggestions, and thank you.